Hello YouTube, it's Sergtino, and welcome to end of Season 1 card review. Let's get into it. Alright, FIFA Ultimate Team Season 1 is almost done, and I wanted to make this video to look at all the things that you could do at the end of the season and see what's worth it and what's not. If you're like me, a procrastinator waiting until the last minute and have so many things to unlock, where should you put your time to see if it's worth unlocking and not? So we're going to be looking at all the objectives and all the SBCs that you can still do before this season finishes this Friday. I put timestamps on all the players below, so if you're just looking for a specific player, just click on the timestamp below and it should take you to where I'm talking about that player. So I'm going to be starting off all the way down here. I actually did one of the eject this, surprisingly, and it's this Road to Final Kounde. Is this player worth to do? Let's look at the requirements. 4 finesse goals, 5 assists with a defender, 15 assists in different matches. This is the most time consuming thing about this card. 12 goals, which is fine, and then 10 wins, which is also this is the hard part about this card. And to get 10 wins, I'm assuming many people are trying to get 10 wins as well. This card could be kind of challenging. So is this card worth it? So let's look at Footpen. I'm going to be using Footpen to compare all the cards. I would have to say I played around with this card a little bit, and I would say one of the things that really I feel like hurt it was the strength. I didn't feel like it wasn't strong enough, and there was a couple of times that he was bodied off by a stronger attacker player and they would just score, which is awful. I think if you put an anchor on him, we're looking at a pretty good card. The pace, see, that's the problem. The pace is not fully there, but the strength and the standing tackle and all the defense is really good. But there's one thing to keep in mind. This is a live card. And Sevilla is looking really good at a table. So let's look at Sevilla. If we look at Sevilla's table Group E in the Champions League, they have 7 points and it seems like they're just going to go cruise by to the next round. So with that, Kounde would definitely get upgrade. Since he's below 85 rated, he's going to be getting 2 more points. So the pace will be going up and everything. And when you think about it that way, now you're looking at a quite solid card, right? The defending will be good enough and the physicality will be good enough. So we're looking at a quite good card. I would say if you have the time to do this card, I really like it. But it does require a lot of time. I also wanted to compare it to the other defenders around what we're looking at. So he is a La Liga French defender. I think French is really good in this game. As we're going to be talking about French players that are available. I think Ultimate Team FIFA is just pushing a lot of the French players. Almost all the objectives and a lot of the good cards are French in this game. So if we look at Varane, you can see that the pace is 82, defending is 87, and the physicality is 82. And he's worth 270k. Now this, imagine they go to the next round, so in January he'll get updated, maybe at the end of December. So we're looking at 82 pace, 86 defending, and around 80 physicality. If you compare that to Varane, we're actually looking at quite similar card. That's how good this card could potentially be. So hey, put a shadow on him and we're looking at maybe a 200k card. I think he's better than Lenglet because of speed. Diego Carlos could be comparable. But again, once he gets that boost, he's gonna be another level. So I think definitely that's one of the key cards that I would say it's a good place to put your time in. Another card I want to look at is actually this Road to the Final Correa. Again, it's another live card, which I think is very strong. So what needs to be done? This is much less than the Kounde. You need 3 assists, Serie A team, score in 6 different matches, which is probably the most time consuming, but 6 matches is doable. And then assist 10 goals using Serie A team, but they don't have to be in different matches, so that's fine. And then you have to win 4 games, so it's not the most difficult. So let's look at the stats. The pace is okay, passing is solid. What I find it kind of funny is that this is a center forward card, but I can't see it being used as center forward. The shooting is quite low. I don't know, this card is kind of weird. I like the pace, but the pace is not killer, 90s, right? And the shooting is really low. So as a striker, it doesn't seem like the best card, and as a cam, his passing is not that great, right? So I actually wanted to compare him with other cams in Serie A. So Alexander Gomez is 20k, the pace is better, the shooting's the same, passing and dribbling are better than this card. So I don't know if it's like, if you have a little bit extra time, maybe get him, but it just doesn't seem like the most worth it to get, just because Alejandro Gomez for 20k is already getting a better card. Again, this is a live card, and let's look at Lazio in the Champions League. So Lazio's in Group F. I can see them passing through. I can also see Club Brugge doing like a miracle and beat them as well. So yeah, there's even a chance that they might not even make it through. And if they do, I don't see them getting much further than that. So we're looking at 89. Like, still, it doesn't look like that amazing card. So I'm not gonna be doing this card. I don't think it's worth my time, and I just think Alejandro Gomez is just a better option right off the bat. Alright, next card is this silver card Adams, and just looks like a solid overall player. If you look at what needs to be done, it's the silver lounge, score 8 goals, assist 6 goals, and you gotta win 3 games, which is quite easy. If you look at stats, he looks like a very good card. Just go run with him and shoot, right? With the 4-star weak foot, just whoa. The main reason why I won't do this card is because I'm not really building a Premier League team, and I really dislike strikers that can't pass, and his passing is horrendous. So he probably be in a 1-off formation, and I like playing 2 strikers, so it's not my playing style. So it's the reason probably why I won't do this card. But if you have a Premier League team, or just like a late sub, I think this is an option, right? You just go run with him, everybody's tired, and just go run and score. So it's a good card. I'm not gonna do it, but definitely something to consider if you have a Prem team. Alright, so next card is this Mollet. Man, so this one is like, was here for quite a while, so they're expecting that you would have put much more time into it. And if you haven't started this one, it will be kind of hard to finish it. You have to win 50 matches with only League On players. You gotta score 30 goals. You assist 20 goals. Like, this one is like quite difficult to do in last minute, and I haven't started it, as you can see. But I would have to say I kind of wish I really did this card, just because of how good this card is. If we look at the stats, like, I would have to say the stats are not like something like amazing, like whoa. But I think if you're comparing to French cams and Ligue 1 players, this card is much better. There's a good connection to Ben Yedder, to Mbappe, just a good solid card. And maybe this Draxler, after he gets a couple of updates, he can compete, but just nothing. Like, maybe this Renato Sanchez, but even this Renato Sanchez has worse stats than this, and this Renato Sanchez is worth 233k. Like, that's how good this Mollet looks. So I wish I did it, but it does require a lot of time. So time wise, I don't think anybody will be able to do it in these few days unless we put like the whole entire time into it. So I guess it's a pass for me, but it's one of the cards that I kind of regret not doing. So those are the cards that you can do on the objectives. There's also the season progress. If you go all the way at the end, and hopefully a lot of you are much closer than I am because I didn't focus too many on points, there are these league objectives cards that are usually really strong at the end of the season. And I would have to say that this season, at the beginning I was like, wow, this card's amazing. Right now I'm like, they don't look the best, right? So there's 3 options here. So which one should we pick if you got this far? So I wanted to talk about those. The first one is this Lacazette, and Lacazette is just not as broken as it was last year, right? His pace is just really bad compared to what you really want, especially for this end of the season league objective cards. You wish it was better. The shooting is okay, like the passing is like, there's nothing about this card that really kills it, like makes it really good. If you look at the strikers, right around this, like, look at Werner's already much better. Like, all the strikers, even Jamie Vardy at 20k, just looks as a better runner, shooter. I would have to say that Lacazette's dribbling is what makes this card like playable, I guess. It makes it a little bit different, but just the pace just kills it. Right? If you look at this form, Jamie Vardy, like I guess we're comparing it to 100k cards. This Aguero, this looks like quite similar of a card, so I don't know. It's a big disappointment that I wish this card was better. The next card is this Sabitzer, and again, it's a cam, a CM, but you can't use him as a going forward back CM because his defending is not that good. His attacking is okay, just nothing really stands out about it. If we look at center mids around in the Bundesliga, just look at Marcos Royce. Right on top of it, he just seems like a better card. He's a little bit slower, but better than him in every single way. So I don't even think this is worth it at all. And especially being like Austrian in the Bundesliga, it's very hard to lick. And then the last one is Bernat, and I would have to say out of these three options, this is the more worth compared to like League and Links, but even that as a left back, it just doesn't look that good. Like I believe you need a lot of pace in this meta, and 84 is not good enough for a left back. Defending is okay as well. Like I am disappointed by the end of the season. I remember these cards used to look like amazing and like god tier, and like none of these cards are like, they're like eh. I mean, if you look at Kamara, he already looks like the same card, right? So I don't know, nothing there that really kills it. If I had to pick one of those three, I mean probably pick Lacazette, right? Maybe put like a hunter on him and like a sub. Like I don't even think I'd be starting, I would just be like a sub. So if I had to pick one of those three, I'd pick Lacazette just because he's French, good to link in the Premier League, and the other two cards are just not worth it in my opinion. There was one last thing to look at, which are the squad building challenges. There are two live cards, which is Alexandro and this Felipe Anderson. So let's start off with Alexandro. Alexandro Footpin has them to be 164k for a left back. Like I understand, I mean it's Juventus, so they're probably going to go to the next round of the Champions League, but he's only going to go up one rating, so you're looking at maybe 85 pace, 84 defending, physical. Like I don't know, I just don't think it's worth it. Like honest, I don't really like the card. I don't know, it's too slow. I guess the passing's okay if you want to use as a left back that goes up, but I just feel like the pace just kills this card. And for 164k, just not worth it. In my opinion, it's just not worth it. The last card we're looking at is this Felipe Anderson, and this card looks sick. So let's look at what Footpin is asking for. So Footpin has this card priced at around 50k. So for 50k, what are we getting? So I wanted to actually compare this card to a different left wing Brazilians, because this is the Porto League. It's gonna be kind of hard to link up to other Porto players, so I was looking at more the Brazilian side. And if we compare to this Douglas Costa, which like everybody's using, he's quite similar, right? And I think Douglas Costa is slightly better. But now let's look at Porto in the Champions League. They're currently second, and they seem favorable to go through, unless if like they just lose to Olympiacos and Marseille. It doesn't hurt getting him. 50k is quite a bit, but we're looking at a card that could be getting. I think he'll be getting 2 more boosts, so it'll be 86. So he's looking at 94 pace. We're looking at better passing, better shooting. So basically a better version of Douglas Costa. And I don't know about you guys, but like in Weekend League, I faced Douglas Costa a lot, and he's a nightmare. I don't think I'll be getting him because I don't really have a Brazilian team, but it's definitely something to consider. Like he looks like if Porto makes the group stage, he's gonna look a very sick card, especially in this meta game. So definitely something to think about. Definitely something to think about there. So yeah, this is my opinion to all the season 1 cards that you guys can still get. Tell me what you guys think about them. Have you guys tried any of the cards that I haven't tried out yet? And maybe comment below if they're worth to getting or not. yeah, I took a little break to figure a couple of things out, but I'm gonna be posting a little bit more now. I wish I did a little bit more player reviews, but I'm gonna try to get them more player reviews in the future. The card that I'm looking at is this La Liga Player of the Month card. I think I'm gonna be saying if it's worth it or not. So yeah, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more FIFA content, more player reviews, and more gameplay content. Click the like button if you like these informative videos, and thanks for watching.